Good morning, all my crafty friends. This is Kathy Champion, and you are here at Random Acts of Crafting. I hope everybody's having a great day. I am so excited to actually bring you the project that I am doing today. I had a couple of my viewers, when I showed my Happy Mail a few days ago, they saw this card that Nancy Boatwright sent me. And everybody was so thrilled with this card, they were wanting me to show them how to make it. So I hope Nancy doesn't mind, but I searched to see if I could find some directions on how to make this, and I did. But the directions was not for this size card, so they were not that helpful. So what I did, after I had tried following the directions, I took this card and laid it out. I measured everything. I did me sort of a prototype like so. To see if I could make it work. It kind of did, and it kind of didn't. I couldn't quite get my pieces right. I had made some mistakes, but after playing with this and trying again, this is the card that I made. So I'm going to put Nancy's card away because I want to show you what I did with this same card design. When you open my card, it will sit up just like Nancy's, but I did mine a little bit different, and I didn't put anything here, and I'll be perfectly honest why I didn't. I was so excited that I got this that I wanted to bring it to you like right now. So I may stumble through this a little bit, but I think the card turned out lovely. I can always go back, and I was trying to decide what to add here, and I think I want to put a different pattern paper here and maybe stamp something else over there, or put another little a little sentiment or something there that detects the birthday. Or I may just put a white piece of paper here where you could leave a note and write your note wishing them a happy birthday. So I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with this yet, but I thought that it turned out lovely. I hope that y'all are going to enjoy the process. I learned something in the process of making this, and I'm excited to share with you what that is. So, and I may have to pull this one down as we're doing our cutting and measuring, and I hope you don't mind. I did write my notes, if I can find what I did with them, and they are right here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with a piece of paper that measures 11 by 5.5. Now, in true fashion of not being prepared for this, I do not have a piece of paper. So instead of replicating this same card, I tell you what we're going to do. I am going to pull out a piece of Brutus Monroe Wagon. And this Wagon is sort of a orangey red, sort of like the red Wagon would be. I was thinking it was going to be a little bit more of a burnt orange because that's what it looked like. But you can tell if you put it against the scarlet, it is definitely not the full-fledged red. Give me just a second to pull my piece of red paper. This is actually the red, the scarlet. And when you're looking at it next to the scarlet, it does look orange. So I think what we're going to do is maybe do a fall card today. I thought that would be lovely, and I wanted to use some of this Wagon. I got this when Maymay had her Labor Day sale, and I was really thrilled to get a hold of that different shade of red, or orange, dark orange. But anyway, what we're going to do, we're going to put this in our trimmer, and we're going to cut it down because it's already at 11. So the only thing we have to do is put it in the portrait orientation and cut it down to 5.5, which is a very simple little measurement. And now I will tell you that your scoreboard is absolutely crucial in making this card. And the reason I say that is because this is something that I learned today that I did not know. I used my scoreboard as to cut, to score, and everything else. And you'll see that as we move along. I am going to take out my Xacto knife I love these. This is actually a Fiskers, and I did change my blade this morning, so I need to be very careful with that. Everybody knows I'm an accident wanting to happen. That's what everybody tells me. I'm going to use this instead of my the bone folder, my Teflon bone folder that I normally use. And the reason for that is we are going to be making some really intricate score marks on this card. Now I'm going to lay this over just to show you. If you lay this piece over, you're going to see that we're scoring all the way down at a 1 inch. So let's do that. And I'm looking up to make sure that my mic is working, making sure that everything is on. So here we go. We're going to score it at 1. And any time that you're doing a card like this and you need to score only to a certain point, your ruler and your scoreboard can be your absolute best friend. Now, I'm going to pull up here a little closer. I don't want to get my head in the camera, but I do want to be able to see what I'm doing. We're going to need to score at 2 inches down to the 1 inch mark. So if you look, and I'm going to see if I can zoom in so you can see this. Sorry for the wiggle. And I am going to get this into camera frame. And I don't know if it's focused in enough that you can see, but scoreboards have measurements down the side, or at least this one does. This is the We Are Memory Keepers. And I love this scoreboard because it does have the 8s and it has all of your measurements along the side. So I'm going to lay my ruler right on that 1 inch, and I know that I need to score at 2 down to the 1. And you just want to make sure you hang on tight to that ruler. And we're going to do that score mark there. Now we're going to come down. We know this is 5.5, so I'm going to come down to 4.5. Right there. There's my 4.5 mark, and I lined my ruler up with it. And I know that on the 2 inch, and if you notice, you can actually use the 2 on your ruler to give you that 2 inch right down there. So now you have that score mark up there and this one down here, and they're in the right place. So now if we lay our card back down again, we are not going to score this until we cut our pieces out. So we're just going to go right over to this score mark, and this one is at 6.5 and 6.5, and again it's going to be at that 1 inch. So I'm going to do the same thing I did, but we're going to come over to the 6.5, and I'm hoping y'all can see what I'm doing. I'm going to put this, I will put my ruler down. I'm gonna pan back out just a hair, like so. And I'm laying my ruler at that 1 inch mark right there. And I'm gonna hold it, and I'm gonna go over to my 6.5, making sure my paper's up in there tight, and I'm gonna score down to my ruler. And then I'm gonna slide my ruler down again to the 4.5. There's my 4.5, making sure everything's good and straight. This is my 6 inch mark, so I'm going to score that down to there. Now I'm going to turn my paper, and I am going to score between these 2 marks, and this looks to be at 4 5/8. So I'm going to put my stylus tool right in that point, and I'm going to score down. Now this is going to be our cut line, but I'm scoring it in so we can see it. I'm going to turn it, and the reason I'm turning it, it makes it easier to work with if it's over on this side. So I don't know if y'all can see the score lines, but there's a score line here and one here, and I am going to line up my ruler, and I am going to score from this one to this one. Now here is where I am talking about, let's make sure I did that right, and I didn't. did I mess that up? 6.5. I scored here, and it should have been at 6.5. My mistake. That's okay. We're going to cover these up. We haven't cut anything yet. So we are going to go to the 6.5. Like I said, if you put your ruler there, I don't know why I was thinking 6 when I knew that it was 6.5. So I'm lining my ruler up again at the 4.5 because I need 1 inch down. 4.5. So if you make this mistake, don't feel like you got to trash your project at this point. We are going to cover this with some decorative paper so nobody will know, and I'm glad I saw that. And again, I leave my boo-boos in because I want y'all to see that everybody makes mistakes. So now we're going to bring that score line, and we turn it this way. We are going to bring this score line, and we are going to make that our cut line. Oops, I went off just a hair right there. That's okay. We're gonna cut this. So I'm gonna turn it back up into my scoreboard like this, and I'm gonna pan back out so that you can see everything that I'm doing. And I am going to use my Xacto knife in my scoreboard. Now I do want to warn you, if you are using that on your scoreboard, you want to be extremely careful. Do not cut your scoreboard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back down here and I'm going to cut up just a little tiny place in my paper. The reason for that will keep you from going all the way down when you are running your knife. So ever so gentle, and I'm in that score line, so that helps you keep this nice and straight. And I just discovered this morning when I was making this card. I was like, okay, what is a good way that I can use my scoreboard and be able to cut this line? And you can feel it when it cuts through. It goes very easy. And now we can raise that one up, and there's our cut. And we are going to come over here. Actually, I'm going to turn it. And remember, we're going to ignore that line. We're going all the way up to this one. And we are going to score or cut down to there. And it did go all the way through because I felt it. Okay, so now we have these done. I'm going to put this back in the scoreboard just like this, making sure that your plain piece that does not have score marks or cuts is to your right. And we are now going to score this for our card, but we're going to score it at 5.5, and that's going to be right there. And I'm going to use my ruler again to help me find that 5.5. So I'm going to lay my ruler right there, and I know that's my 5.5. So I'm going to make a little indentation there, and then I'm going to run it up and then run it down. And that gives us our fold in our card. Now, we do not want to score these. These are going to be our pieces. It is scored here, and it's scored here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start bending these score lines. We are going to bend, we're going to bend this one over like so, and I'm going to move the scoreboard for a moment so that I can get my bone folder out and we can actually crease these down. So we're going to fold that. We are going to fold this. We want these pieces right here to come this way. So make sure that you do that. Let this piece come in. And then we're going to do these folds into the card this way. And in just a minute, we will see this card take shape. You just got to work your folds, and let's make sure, I'm going to lay this down here to make sure we have everything just like this one. Now these need to fold up like so. And this is the hardest part of making this card, is just getting these folds to fall like you need them to go. Now let's fold this one. So these have to fold back on the top of this. Let's see, aha. Now I've got that score line. And this one goes all the way over, so that's correct. I'm just checking to make sure that I do have my folds where they need to be. And it looks like I do. But this is not folding like that one. Let's see why. I'm checking everything again to make sure. Aha, that needs to be cut all the way down to that score line, not to that one. That is where we made our mistake. So like I said, this is a trial and error for me too, because I have never made this card before, and I did do the one earlier, but it was with trial and error as well. I'm just going to lay my ruler down, and no, I'm not. I don't want to take any chances of messing it up. So we are going to put this back into the scoreboard. And I hope that this is not confusing anybody, because I do not want to confuse y'all. I wanted this card to come together really easy. But all I'm doing is just cutting this all the way to there. And I will do the same thing down here. I'm going to put that right in that track. And I'm going to bring that cut line all the way over to that very first score line. Now we should be able to get this to fold like we need it. Alright, these will go in like so. Now it's going to do what it's supposed to do. I say that and then I'm not sure that it is. Okay. There we go. This one was trying to fold on that fold line, that score line that I put in there that I told you we're going to cover. So there is our card. There is the stand, and this is exactly what we need. Now we can actually cut our mats and decorate. So the matting of this card takes longer than anything else, and I am going to reach in. You know what, let me look over and see if I have any 6x6 paper. Let's see. I know I've got some fall paper down here. So I'm just wondering if we can do this in a fall theme. And I should have grabbed my paper prior to starting the card, but to be perfectly honest, I was so excited I could not stand myself, and I just wanted to hurry up and turn the camera on and bring this card to y'all. I think I'm going to use this fall market because it's close by and I don't have to get up. And my days with my cast on are very, very, let's just say I am sick of it. It is just what it is. I am sick of it. I so want to get out of this cast, and I so want to just be able to be me again. But that all things in time, and I know this will pass. So let's look. Oh, I love that. Look how pretty that's going to look with that paper. I think I found my sheet. I think this is it. So I don't have to look any further. I'm just going to go ahead and lay that over. And I'm going to start cutting my mats. The first thing I want to do is cut off this branding strip. And I think that this branding strip is what really threw everybody in Maymay's staff 10-minute challenge. the poor guys, they just did not realize that this piece needed to be cut off before they could fit their paper into their trimmer. And I was screaming at them. I don't know if any of y'all that watch those was screaming with me, but I was like, cut off your branding strip. Bless them. I thought it was so good. I thought all of them did so well. I did vote for my favorite. I hope everybody else went over and voted as well. And it was just so much fun. And if you did not see Bill and Tracy's live last night at 7 o'clock, you missed a treat. One of their subscribers sent in a challenge, a 10-minute challenge. They put 8 items in the bag, in the envelope, a big envelope, and challenged Bill and Tracy to choose 2 items of their choice, making it the 10 items. And in this 10-minute challenge, which I did it on my channel, when my daughter was here, I had her pick out my 10 items, and she timed me, and it is not as easy as it looks, believe me. Tracy and Bill did a phenomenal job. If you have not seen that video, you owe it to yourself. If you want a good laugh, you have got to go and watch that. It was so much fun. Everybody laughed. Everybody had a ball. So check it out. Okay, getting back to our card. The first thing I want to do is cut a mat for this middle. And this middle mat is going to be, and I have my little prototype over here, and I did put all my mat sizes on it. This is going to be 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I'm going to cut this piece of paper on the 3 1/4 line. And you know what? I just messed up. I should have done it the other way because I want this paper. Yep, I did. I messed up. That's okay. That's okay. We can still do it this way. Yep, I want it this way. So 3 1/4. The reason I want it this way is I want this paper, when I put it on my card, to land in the right orientation. Always try to be mindful of that whenever you're making a card. So let's put this in now, and we're going to cut it at 4 1/4. So it's 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And this mat is going to get glued down right here. So now on these pieces, we need them to be 4 1/4 by 3/4. So do we have 4 1/4 here? We do. So we can get our strips off of this. So we're going to cut this at 3/4. And these already work because we've already, oh, look at that. Is that not gorgeous? I am loving the way this card is going to look. I think we might have to take just a hair off of that one. Let's see, 4 1/4. Yep, it was just a little bit too long, and when I measured it, I saw that. Okay, so there's the strip for that one. Now we need one more strip like that, so 3/4 of an inch. Oops, I got my little piece sticking on my blade. So we're going to cut that one, and we need to make sure we cut it at 4 1/4. Now, do not fret over the measurements. I know it's a lot of measuring. I will be sure to put every measurement in the description. So that here. And now we need this long one. And this is where I can cut that off of the piece that I made the boo-boo on. So again, we're going to need that to be 3/4. 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to cut that strip the whole length because we're going to need to mat some more inside. So see, this is going to live right here. And we need that to be 5 1/4. And I'm going to go ahead, before we cut anything else, we're going to glue these together and get the front of the card done, and then we'll open it up and work on the inside. How does that sound? All right, I'm going to open the card this way because that way I can see exactly where my pieces need to live. Just like this. Okay, I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. Oops. Making sure that I get it in the right orientation. Anytime you have directional paper, try to be sure to pay attention to that. you always want to make sure, let's see, this needs to go here. I done made a boo-boo already. Y'all just bear with me today. Okay, that one, it needs to go under. And this needs to go right like so. Right there. Yep, it's going right here in between these. Now, I don't know what my phone is dinging about, but give me just a second to look. Okay, nothing important. Nothing as important as making a card, right? Okay, let's go ahead and glue. I'm going to glue this one down. So it's going to live right there. Sometimes I think when I am doing my videos that I really should just turn my phone completely on Do Not Disturb mode and concentrate on my card and you know, just kind of let everything else go, because sometimes my phone does distract me, and I'm sure anybody that crafts understands that, but it is a little bit different when you're doing a YouTube video. So I wanted to let y'all know I am going to come on and make a formal announcement pretty soon. I am up to 242 subscribers as of last night. I haven't checked this morning, but I am going to do a giveaway. When I reach 500 subscribers, I am going to give away a craft package, and it is going to have at least a 12 by 12 paper pack. It's going to have embellishments. It's going to have maybe some tape, perhaps a die or two, some stamps, and just some other goodies that I happen to see and think that would go good with the paper pack. I haven't chose the paper pack yet, but it is in the process of happening. So I just wanted to let y'all know that if you are a subscriber, you will be in the drawing for it. And when I post the video announcing it, all you have to do is like the video, leave a comment. Only a positive comment will be considered, but everybody that leaves a comment and does a thumbs up and shares the video will be in for the drawing. And I can tell you that the package that I'm going to give away, you will love it, because I will not give you anything that I would not love myself. And I think y'all seen my crafting style and what I use to know that I like quality. Alright, we've got the front of that completely done, and is that not gorgeous? I am loving it. So you can see this card can look so different depending on what you put on it or how you embellish it. So we are going to go in, and for the inside, I did not, on this one, I found this really pretty die, and this is the die that I used, and it is a Spellbinders die, and I think it was in the, I didn't clean all my pieces out, but that's okay. This was in the Die of the Month Club. I was in the Die of the Month Club through Spellbinders for a while, and I enjoyed getting the dies, but money had gotten tight, so I stopped doing it because I was trying to save money, and hopefully somewhere down the road I'll be able to resubscribe. But for right now, I decided that that wasn't anything I could do. But that was one of the dies. It may be available in the store, and I will actually link what die that was in my description. Now, I don't think I'm going to use that same die for the inside of this one. I'm thinking what I may do, and I am trying to get my pen back in my glue. Y'all know that I fight with my pen, because I'll tell you what happens if the glue dries on this pen it makes it clumpy. And then it will not go back into that little tiny fine metal tip. So I find out that if I just wipe that pen off with a wet wipe, it goes right back in. And that keeps me from bending my pen. Okay, so like I said, I don't think I'm going to do the same design on this one because of the fact that this one is just looking totally different. I think inside this one, I want to mat this. And to mat this inside, it is a 5.5, so we need to go to like 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to cut a piece of paper to put inside, and I think I may even do this pumpkin. Is this not cute for the inside? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 5 by 5, and I'm going to show you how to cut this to fit. So let's put this in, and we're going to cut it at 5 by, did I say 5 by 5? 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, I think. Yes, 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. Y'all keep me straight now. You know somebody has to do it, and it is a rough job. Ask my husband. My husband, I tell you what a sweetheart he has been through my healing. Taking care of me is not an easy feat, believe me. My youngest daughter will attest to that. She stayed here with me, so believe me, she knows. So we're going to need to come in about 1 inch. Let's measure that to make sure that's 1 inch, and I'm pretty sure that it is. Yep, it is exactly 1 inch. So we're going to need to come in 1 inch on each side to make that fit. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that. I am going to put my paper in my scoreboard. My trimmer, I'm sorry. Let's see, we need to do it 1 inch and 1 inch and 1 inch in. I'm hoping I can make this work. We're going to try it. So I'm going to put it at 1 inch this way. I'm going to put it at 1 inch, and I need to cut down to 1 inch. Now if you notice, you've got these little bars right here, and there's the 1 inch, and you've got these little guidelines on the side of the trimmer. Now that's if you're using the Cricut. If you're not using the Cricut, you may want to use a measurement, but I'm coming down to 1 inch, and I'm being very careful, and I think that was it. And then I am going to turn it and put it in at 1 inch. And this time I got to come down to this side, so I have got to cut it it's at 5 1/2, so I need to go to 4 1/2, so that would be right there. Now it's 5 1/4, so I need to go up to 4 1/4. We're going to hope that's right. Now we can sit this in here and see. Let's fold these pieces back because we can cut those away. And that's going to work perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in at the 1 inch. And I am going to come back up here. I'm going to try to set my blade down. I'll tell you what, let's make this easy. Let's just take our scissors and go right in. May even just fold it back to get your cut line. Fold it back, like so. And then just snip these out. As my grandma always said, there's more than one way to skin a cat, and I guess there's more than one way to do paper crafting. So I did leave a little smidgen right there, and I'm just going to clean that up a little bit. And now that is going to mat in there perfectly. And that wasn't real hard to do. And like I said, you could take a ruler and lay that down and trim that out just as easy. Whichever way works for you. The main thing is just getting it matted so that it looks nice. And I'll tell you what, I'm liking this teal polka dot that's on the back. So I'm thinking I may, see, that would look pretty too, but I love these pumpkins, so I'm going to go with that. And I think I'm going to use the rest of the other side of this paper, and we are going to mat the rest of it, the inside, with this blue or this teal, because that is so pretty. And I want to throw a shout out to my faithful and loyal supporters, and y'all know who you are. You're always there with every video that I put up. You're there, Johnny on the spot, to give me a positive feedback, and I just cannot tell you how much I appreciate all that you do. Let's see, we're going to need to mat that one all the way over. So that's going to need to go from there to there. So 4 1/4. We're still at the 4 1/4 by 3/8. So let's get our trimmer back out. I am going to put my pen back in my glue while I'm cutting these pieces because I do not want it to get clumpy on me. And let's see if this is 4 and... oh yeah, we can do the strips off of this way. Let's cut this at 4 1/4. And this piece we don't have to worry about the direction of the pattern. So that's 4 1/4, like that. And we need them cut at 3/4 of an inch. And let's lay this one in here like so. That's pretty. And we're going to do another 3/4 of an inch. And this one's going to go here. And then we also need that piece for right there. So that one is going to be 5 1/4. I think that might be exactly what we need. And this one's going to live right here. And I'm not too sure I'm not going to mat that piece right here. Let's see, maybe we'll cut a pumpkin out of that, or stamp a pumpkin and put it there. I think that would be really cute. So let me pull this back up here so you can see what I'm doing. We've gotten this piece glued down. Now we need to go ahead and put these down. And see, that's going to cover that score mark that I put in there by mistake. That's what I was saying. If you do a boo-boo, you can cover it up with something like this. So I knew that was going to be covered with a piece of cardstock, so no need to worry about a little blunder. We all make them. You know, how many times have I stuck something down on a card and it didn't work out for me, and I would pull it up and tear the paper. Guess what? A little piece of rhinestone or a butterfly or a little flower covered that up and nobody knew the difference. So if you make a blunder, don't give up. Cover it up. So I am so glad that the remnants of that hurricane has left North Carolina. The Outer Banks took quite a beating last night, and I'm filming this video on Friday, September the 7th. So September the 6th, I'm sorry. September the 6th, because tomorrow's Saturday and that's the 7th. But I watched the news this morning. As y'all know, I live in North Carolina, but I am over just west of Charlotte. So close enough to the big city to enjoy the big city, but far enough away from it to enjoy the suburb life. So it's always very nice. Also, I'll tell you that some of y'all have showed an interest in wanting to send me a card, and I would love to receive cards from any of y'all that want to send me cards. I will definitely show them. I do not have a post office box yet. That's the only reason I have not put up my address. If you would like to mail me anything, please, 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 my email address is always in the description. Email me, let me know who you are in case your handle is different on your email than your name, because I know some people do that, or it's just initials or something and I might not know who you are. But in the email, just tell me who you are and that you're a subscriber and that you would like my address, and I'll be more than glad to send you my address. I am going to be looking into getting a P.O. box, but that may be down the road a little bit. So just thought I would throw that out there. I know some of you have my address. Some of you had asked for it. So I am going to also be setting up a email address for Random Acts of Crafting. I think it would be nice to kind of separate that from my regular mail. You know, I have some pumpkins that I cut out the other day. And you know, that leaf right there, if I inked it, could be very pretty. I have these pumpkins that I did the other day. Now, why wouldn't they not be gorgeous on this card? I think they would. Oh, look at that one. So cute. So cute. I am going to scatter some pumpkins up here. I think those three are good. I do like this one better. I think I like that one. And I think we're going to put the two orange ones at the top. And my little teal pumpkin right there. I'm going to angle them out a little bit. And I may even put those on some dimensionals. But as you can see, this card's coming together, and it's not a hard card to make. Once you get your cuts and your folds in it, it comes together really, really quickly. It is a beautiful card. I want to thank Nancy so much for sending me this beautiful card, and for y'all asking me. And it was a challenge, I'll be honest. I was a little intimidated by this card. But I want to challenge you to take on something that you feel like you can't do. That's my challenge for you today. Take on something that you feel like you cannot do and prove to yourself that you can. When you do that, your accomplishment and the way you feel about that project will be something that you will never forget, that feeling of accomplishment. So, you know, just give it a try. You don't know what you can do until you try. And I told y'all that my grandmother raised me with this mentality of can't, never, could until they tried. And I remember as a little girl, I was the I can't girl. But Mama, I can't. My grandmother raised me, so I called her Mama. And I was always, I can't. And she would always say, can't, never, could until she tried. And there was never any truer words spoken, because you can't do anything until you try. And if you don't try, you'll never know. And even if you failed the first time, try again. You don't know what you can do until you try to do it. And once you do it, you will be so pleased with yourself and with the fact that you gave it a shot. So that's my challenge for everybody today. Pick out something that you've seen somebody do, whether it's me or another YouTuber, regardless of what it is. Find something on Maymay's channel or Tracy and Bill's channel, Edith Ray's channel. These are the people that I follow the most. But find a project that somebody else has done and put your spin on it. You might not have the exact items that they had to make it. It's okay. Make it yours. Look at that. And I've got this cute little scarecrow that I stamped and cut out of Maymay stamp set, a Bushel and a Peck. And I am going to put Mr. Bushel and a Peck right here, and I think I'm going to glue him flat down. The reason for that is I've got some dimension there. And let's see what we're going to do. We're going to use our sticker sheet for the front. I think that would be so cute, but I love that leaf, but I don't think this is calling for that leaf. So we're not gonna do the leaf. We're gonna glue down our little scarecrow, and I thought he was just so adorable. Is that not the cutest thing? So I am going to just put a little glue on him all the way down, get it on his little stick and his little coveralls. I think he is so adorable, and I think he's going to live really happy right here on my card. So cute. So cute. Okay, now let's look at our stickers. This is always one of my favorite things to do. I love the sticker sheets that come in these packs. They are always so much fun. Let's see what we got in our stickers. Okay, let's see. I want something that will just scream fall, but I want it to be different than the print that I used. What about this Hello Fall? That's a little different. Kind of gets lost in there. What about this one? Is this one all? No, it's not all together. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut maybe this little die that I used on the other card. I'm going to cut a piece out of this to put on the front of this to stick a sticker on. I think that will frame it. So allow me to cut this. And again, this is like, I did not have this card planned out when I got on, when I turned my camera on. I was just so excited to bring you this card that I just wanted to get on and show you. So I had not planned out what I was doing or anything of the sort. So as you can see, I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants in finishing up this card. I wasn't even sure what paper I was going to use until I came on. Crazy, huh? Most YouTubers have everything planned out and they have everything cut out, but I guess I'm doing a little bit of Bill and Tracy's Mindless Crafting today. Let's see if we can pop this off. Oh, come on. Yep, that popped out really good. And I'm just going to move everything to the side, and I will clean my mess up after we finish the video. I don't want to hold y'all up while I'm cleaning house. Oh, that's so cute. Let's see how that looks on the front. Is that not adorable? Now, if you don't have a die, use a punch, cut an oval, you know, find something in your house that you can lay down and just cut something plain. It doesn't have to be fancy like this. Now, I am going to glue this flat down. I'll tell you what, let's find something that go on it first. Let's see what we can put on it. Now I feel like I can do something like this. And see, that will frame that. I want to pop this up. I want to pop this up on some tape. But this is really sticky, so I'm going to stick it to my skin like this. Just get some of that sticky off of it. And then I'm going to put some dimensional tape on it. So I'm going to pull out Scotty. And the reason I am going to use the Scotch tape is because I don't want to pull off all those little backers off of the other. That's kind of very time consuming. I'm still going to have to pull the backers off of this, but this will go a lot faster. Okay, I don't think I need that. And it looks like I got a little bit of a hangover right there. I do. So what I'm going to do is take my scissors. Let's see if I can go up under that. I'm going to turn it out just a hair, like so, and just snap it. just nip it off just like that. And then I'm going to pull this off. And I'm going to do my best today to see if I can give myself a manicure. My poor nails, because I've neglected them. I've been so busy getting content on YouTube for everyone and researching to find the right thing. Oh, isn't that pretty? I love that. So now all I got to do is put some glue right here and stick this down. Get it centered in the middle. Now, is that not gorgeous? That little bit of the blue behind it really brings out the blue in the rest of it. The card itself brings out this color. That is adorable. Now, what if we put one more sticker and we put Autumn right in the middle? That's my grandbaby's name. Miss Autumn Grace. She is my little boogabear. Now we can still write something in here. We can stick a white piece of paper there. Oh, we got this whole back here. But there is our little fancy fold card that everybody was asking me to make. And there's our inside, and there's our front. So I hope everybody enjoyed the process of making this card. Like I said, when I upload this video, I'm going to make sure that I have very detailed instructions for cutting and scoring and everything that was done with this particular card. I hope that y'all will make lots of these. I would love to make a Christmas card like this, and I may do that. I may do this card again, but not until later, maybe sometime in November. I will start concentrating more on Christmas cards at that point, and we will see what this card looks like as a beautiful Christmas card. But I'm really pleased and very happy with the way it turned out. I hope that y'all enjoyed the process. And I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. God bless you always. Have a beautiful and wonderful weekend. And until I see you again, God bless. And as I always say, be a blessing to someone. You never know what they're going through. You never know how depressed someone is. So if you see someone that just needs a smile or a hello, or just a God bless you. And if you know someone that's dealing with something, let them know that you care. Let them know that you're praying for them. We live in a country that's full of people with mental health issues, and probably all of us, to a degree, have dealt with or have family members that's dealt with mental illness. So just show love. Always show love to one another. God bless, and until we meet again, thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.